What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James, shoot!
MyBoy.com.
For the 20th.
I love it.
Number 20.
I love it.
MCU film. Marvel Cinematic Universe.
How many do you think we've done together?
All of them. Well, okay, no.
No, we didn't do Iron Man 1.
We didn't do Iron Man 1. That's a good question.
We'll have to
I
figure
feel like
that
we've
out.
seen them all.
I want to say we've done at
Majority.
least 15 of them together.
Yeah,
at least.
I would say probably.
And now here we are for
We didn't
number
do Hulk.
20.
I would say we probably didn't do Iron Man 2. So I
Yeah.
would say anything after that.
We have.
Which probably yeah, it's been a while. It's majority for sure. But yeah, now we're here for Ant-Man 2.
Woo.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's been a good 10-year journey.
Yeah.
Oh no, because we couldn't have been. Yeah, because it's 10 years.
10 years.
So yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, 2008 was so, but I mean 4 years after that, and they weren't pumping them out like they are now.
No.
So I mean that
Green
probably
movies
makes
a year.
sense. That gives you enough for like 4 movies. I don't think the Hulk. I don't think Iron Man. I don't think Iron Man 2. And I don't know what was after those. Thor. Or I don't know what your Thor. Maybe not the first Thor.
Yeah, we did
But
first.
yeah. Anyway, let's rewind the clock a little bit.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, which takes place before the previous MCU movie, number
Yeah.
19, which is arguably the biggest MCU movie yet, having all those characters in them. Infinity War. We do our best not to spoil that movie while talking about this movie. We'll have a little spoiler section, not much to talk about here in that case though. But what did you think about, what do you think going into Ant-Man, knowing that we're going back a little bit in the timeline, and about a character that doesn't play such a critical role in the MCU?
You know, he didn't play a huge role, but part 1 I found incredibly entertaining, and they really tried to turn it into a comedy, and to me they succeeded at that. It was really funny. It was probably one of the funnier ones. Part 1, and I loved how they really played with the going big and going small type of things that you can do with that idea.
I think his small appearance in Civil War probably made more of an impression on me than the movie alone, the first Ant-Man, but I think Ant-Man has managed to be the most successful kid superhero. Like, you know, granted, every kid loves Captain America and Iron Man. They're at the point now where even the younger kids like that. But if you think about demographic-wise, you know, Infinity War was such a very dark and heavy movie. Ant-Man is like the perfect kid superhero, and I think he really connects with the younger audiences. But I enjoyed the first movie. I thought, you know, everyone was good. I thought Paul Rudd is a great addition. I think he's always fun and exciting, and you know, you have some really great comedians in the movie. Of course, you have Michael Douglas, who was a big, you know, impact on that movie. And now we go on and we have a sequel. We have Michelle Pfeiffer joining the cast, which is really, really huge. So what'd you think, Ant-Man and the Wasp?
You know, I thought it was on par with the first one.
Yeah.
Off, like just saying, I probably feel it's about a 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. It's funny. Michael Peña, just every
Peña's
time
great.
he's on, and I love it when he
His
does
character.
the story mode.
Yes.
They did it in part 1. They did it again in part 2. I'm praying Marvel, please, right before Avengers 4 comes out, make him do an entire
MCU recap
from 1. I'm
That'd be
like,
pretty
please
great.
give us as a YouTube video too.
Yeah.
You know, just as a free thing.
It's like a teaser trailer.
Yes, to go directly into Avengers 4, that would be freaking. I would love it if they did that. Anyway, so Michael Peña still the show. We got a lot of Evangeline and Lilly this time. We have the Wasp, and I really enjoyed her. I enjoyed the Wasp a lot. The comedy was great. The character Ghost was I thought she was cool. And then Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, I thought he was fine. You know, so overall, but there isn't really anything I can really say is like, boom, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the movie. I wasn't bored. The movie, to me, I didn't feel like it dragged. But on the same token, I'm also on here. It wasn't like Infinity War. It wasn't like Winter Soldier. It wasn't like Civil War. It wasn't like that either.
Yeah. Well, when you want, I mean, you have to think
Ragnarok,
when literally half of the universe is at stake, the half of humanity is at stake, and then you move up, and it becomes about like quantum reality and Ant-Man. Like it really does shrink, you know, the stakes here. I mean, it really does. But it kind of blows up the fun and lets you breathe, right? Like in a horror movie, the moments that they allow you to breathe before every scare is kind of really important because it gives you that moment to just kind of regress all your emotions. And I think that's what Ant-Man and the Wasp is. It's this really light, simple, fun Marvel movie that just kind of says, all right, let's just think about a time when everything's good before we hop into another very serious movie. Well, of course, we still have Captain Marvel coming out, but we don't know, that being in the 90s, and I think that's going to be kind of more on the playful side as well. I think, but Ant-Man is kind of that breath of fresh air we like. I agree. I think this one's very on the same par as the first movie. Do I think it's a movie that I'll constantly revisit or one of my favorite Marvel movies? No, but I think it's a solid movie, and I always enjoy when it's on screen. I think it works for what it is, and I think what it is it's supposed to be a much more lower staked, silly, fun edition of the MCU, right? And I think we've made so much of the MCU so real and heavy and big, and even though they are a lot of fun, they still manage to have some really big risks and also kind of feel very real and heavy sometimes, where Ant-Man just kind of feels like that silly comic book. And I think that's what I kind of really appreciate here. Michael Douglas, of course, really good. Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, wanting her to be in it, obviously, much more than she is, but she's a great addition and looks absolutely wonderful.
She's still stunning, bro.
Yeah.
She's still beautiful.
Absolutely.
That woman just banging.
I think my favorite part of the film was this car chase towards the end of the film. We're in San Francisco, we're on the Fisherman's Wharf, we go down Lombard Street, and again, the ability, as you were mentioning, to kind of go big and go small, which we didn't see in the first movie. We saw him go big in Civil War, though, and now in this movie he's big for a good portion of the movie, towards the end of that final car sequence. But seeing cars shrink and then blow up, and then the whole idea, I think, even of shrinking this whole building and then using it as kind of like this luggage piece was really, really cool to see. I think action-wise, there's some really great action beats, but overall, like I said, it's this really toned-down MCU. I think the best way to compare it, and not to knock it, but in its own wonderful way, Ant-Man kind of works as the short movies before the Pixar movies. Like, it works and it's this really great fun thing, but it just kind of stands a little bit out of the MCU as this very serious, all connected thing. And though Ant-Man is obviously very connected, again, though this taking place beforehand, the connection I thought was really, really great, really fun, which there's a mid-credit scene and an end-credit sequence. We won't get into exactly what happens, but there is a callback to kind of connect us in as far as timeline-wise. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good movie. I think it's a fun time. I think it's good for the summer, but I don't think it'll leave an impression on me that I'll be talking about it in a few months.
Love it.
Spoiler section?
Absolutely.
Okay. What did you think about the mid-credit scene?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part got me jacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, spoilers. So, you see them get dusted, and then freaking Paul Rudd's just stuck.
Yes, in the quantum realm.
Which is... it's going to be interesting where we play around with that, whether we say another hero or even potentially Morpheus and Ghost. Maybe they're the one that brings him back.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, in my head, I was just thinking the only person... Oh, but again, I guess he's... Doctor Strange was dusted, yeah?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, okay, so that was my thought. I was like, oh, Doctor Strange could probably go into the realm, right? Like,
no,
I'm assuming, but he's dusted.
Yeah.
If he was alive, he could have, maybe.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm obviously really curious. I'm sure. But obviously, knowing the position that he's in.
Paul Rudd?
Yeah, Paul Rudd is in that when we kind of leave off during those credits. And knowing just the silliness of his character and what he's been able to do thus far, you know he's obviously going to play a major role in the upcoming Infinity War movie.
Part 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to see how they get him out of that predicament and then, of course, bring him in and he gets hopefully stand toe-to-toe with Thanos.
Yeah, I see Michelle Pfeiffer also, because now we know Michelle Pfeiffer is no longer
the ability, yeah.
human. She actually has this quantum
power.
We sound smart now.
Yeah. One of my favorite jokes in the entire movie.
Yeah. What do you just put quantum in front of everything?
And they really do.
But yeah, now that we understand that she's not just a human person, she's this quantum being.
Yes.
Now
with all these special powers.
Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting.
Beyond our understanding.
I'm assuming we're. And then I forgot who was the one that leaked this. I mean, it's really not a spoiler, but someone said how excited they were when they were on set and they literally had all 40 members. And they even said specifically seeing Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, all the way to Robert Downey Jr. all on the same stage. I'm assuming that's like going to be the very end of the freaking Avengers 4. And you see, I'm assuming we're going to take down Thanos. I don't think that's a spoiler. That's just common sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, hopefully they don't kill Thanos. That's all I got.
I don't want them to kill him. No, I want them to put him away.
Yeah.
And I want to see the return of Thanos.
Even though I think one of my
10 years.
Even though I would say one of my favorite things was this Facebook video going around saying the 4 ways the Avengers really could have beaten Thanos. One of them being it was like a really bad
Chris
animation.
Pratt.
No, yeah, well it was a really bad like animation, just kind of like, you know, very cartoony. But they had Ant-Man, very small, crawl in Thanos' ear and then just blow up.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever, and I was like, oh, that would have been really smart. But obviously we didn't know where Ant-Man was. He was under lockdown.
I was told the reason why that wouldn't work though is it would be the equivalent of taking a sponge, tightening it,
Yeah.
putting it in your ear, and let go. What happens? It doesn't break your skull.
It just
so you wouldn't
forms.
break Thanos' skull.
Really?
That's
You would just
why-
absorb to it? Well, I don't
Yeah.
know, but that sponge is forms, though, like a human being. Especially blowing
but
up
you
to
can't
like
compare human to whatever Thanos. What is he?
Oh, that's true.
Titan.
He's Titan, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You
Okay, touche.
It's what
No,
they were saying. I
That's
don't know.
interesting. And we're obviously getting into a, you know.
Nerd.
I'd also
nerd
like
talk
to,
is-
before I forget, I'd like to make a big congratulations. Someone very near and dear to my heart got married yesterday. I just want to congratulate Mr. Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle, who got married
I know.
on the 4th.
I'm.
They're gonna live in a beautiful, holy matrimony.
You know the ending?
Huh?
Do you know the ending?
No. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, I'm picking mine up. Hopefully Sunday.
Anyway, overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp, solid. I think it works as you. I mean, if you're a big fan of the first Ant-Man, I think you're obviously going to enjoy the second. I think these are really great breathers when it comes to the MCU because it gives you a little break from all the very serious, earth-shattering and earth-consequential stakes. It's just fun and kind of simple.
I'm jacked for Captain Marvel, and then I'm assuming again at the end credit scene of Captain Marvel is going to be going into Infinity War also, and then we go nuts again, dude.
Yeah.
So.
If I had to, I'm sure most of you are going to stay anyway. But I would say the mid credits is really all you need. If you really don't want to sit through the after credits, the after credits.
It was weird because they
which is-
showed the after credit scene in a trailer,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Anyway, we also reviewed The Purge this week. You can click that wide eye. You can also see my review of Whitney, the documentary about Whitney Houston that we did. And of course, if you want to check out James' channel, all the things he's got going on, a lot of events going on here, make sure to go on over to his website,
A lot of exciting things.
shootmjames.com. Get registered over there and check out all the great, cool things we got going.
And we're in our pre-launch right now of our mentorship group.
Yep.
We have about 49 members in our mentorship group right now, and we just barely got started in our soft launch. We're very excited about that, and so many more amazing things that's about to go down. So if you're interested, you can always click on the link below or text the number that you already been knowing, 702-348-5618.
Absolutely.
And then next week we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
The most electrifying man in all of entertainment goes against a skyscraper.
of all things, a skyscraper.
I'm pumped.
Cool win.
He's jumping off the top rope in the commercial.
And that guy doesn't even have a real leg. And he's
Yeah.
still, I mean,
Still way more athletic than I'll ever be.
hey, true. Me too. Did you see the physics and logic behind the
Yes,
movie? That's
I
so
saw the
funny.
Twitter page that was like, well, if this
If he
happened,
really
if this
jumped,
happened,
he would have just.
Yeah.
There would be no
But
this.
No lie, I am so pumped for it.
But because it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that's exactly how it would
Dude
have
just
been.
turns things to gold, man.
Yeah, he is. Puts
Even in the bad
steroids
movies,
on
he's still
movies,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we hope to see you next week here at AMC Town Square at 10 o'clock.
We'll be back again. What you just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're the man. And
You're the man.
JasonSimmer.com is that what it is.
Film Lovers website.